In recent decades, millions of Vietnamese have fled to Cambodia to escape poverty and human rights violations in their homeland. Many have settled in the Cambodian capital of Phnom Penh. But here they are treated as second-class citizens. Often, Vietnamese immigrants are denied citizenship altogether, depriving them of access to basic necessities like clean water, healthcare, and education. But through the perseverance of one self-sacrificing missionary and the school he founded, today, young immigrants and their families are finding hope in Jesus and the better life that they have sought for so long. This is ASAP Ministries. Mission Matters.
Pastor Khan was born and raised in Vietnam. He had just completed his studies at Spicer Adventist University in India when he received a call from the Cambodia Adventist Mission to work among the Vietnamese immigrants living in Phnom Penh. He was excited to begin sharing the gospel with his countrymen, but he quickly encountered unexpected challenges.
2 months, 3 months I go around the city, and it's difficult for me to make friends with any Vietnamese in Cambodia here in Phnom Penh. But anywhere, every Sabbath, I worship at home alone.
Pastor Khan could have easily become discouraged, but instead, he persevered. Then one day, while searching for someone to repair a broken lock, God gave him a divine appointment.
The one who repaired the key, he said that when I talked with him, and I came to know that he's a Vietnamese, so he came to my house and fixed the key for me, and he told me, okay, since you are Vietnamese and Vietnam, we know each other, and it's nice that we make friends. Yeah. So can you this Saturday come to my house for lunch? I said, no, sorry, I have to worship because on Saturday I have to worship. Okay. I said, you worship on Saturday? Our family, we are Catholic, but long time ago, now we are we're not going to church anymore, no religion. So can I come and worship with you? Yeah. I said, yes, please come.
A friendship grew between Pastor Khan and their family, and eventually they became the first Seventh-day Adventists among the Vietnamese immigrant community in Phnom Penh. But soon, Pastor Khan encountered another problem.
And then as I continued to evangelize for the Vietnamese, I find out that they cannot read or write either in Vietnamese or in Khmer. Okay. And it's so difficult for me to teach them Bible. Right. So I think that I have to do something to teach them the language first. And the best way is...
So this is adults as well as children?
Yes. So I said that the best way is to teach them Vietnamese.
He began teaching Vietnamese classes, and they were so popular that he decided to open a school. Today, that school, the Vietnamese Seventh-day Adventist School, has 130 students, and many lives have been changed through the labors of Pastor Khan and his staff.
Many of the children, Vietnamese children in Cambodia, they are in danger. Most of the girls, when they grow up, they are working in the bar or in the massage place. The boys, they are running around the street.
Unfortunately, Abigail Lee knows all too well the dangers faced by Vietnamese children living in Cambodia. After her father passed away, Abigail was forced into prostitution at the age of 12 to help support her mother and 5 siblings. She thought there was no way out until through a divine encounter, she learned about Pastor Khan and the Vietnamese SDA school. Her mother agreed to register her, and immediately Abigail's life changed for the better.
When I first came here, I was only 13 years old, and I did not know how to read and write at all. The school taught me how to read and write.
The teachers and students at the Vietnamese SDA school became like family to her, and the songs she learned about Jesus were medicine for her aching soul. But then, Abigail's mother abruptly decided to move the family to Siem Reap, more than 5 hours away. Abigail was heartbroken. Things got even worse when she learned the reason for the move. Her mother was planning to sell her as a bride to a man from Taiwan. Abigail refused to go along with this plan, and she began to pray that God would spare her from this fate. One day, as Abigail and her mother were making their way to the market, they were surprised to meet Pastor Khan. He and some of his students were in the area for a Bible camp. He invited Abigail and her mother to attend, and they did. Abigail learned that her friends and teachers never stopped praying for her. After the second day of the camp, her mother allowed her to return to Phnom Penh to attend the Vietnamese SDA school again. God answered Abigail's prayers, and today she is the kindergarten teacher at the Vietnamese SDA school, sharing with her young students about the God who heard her plea for help and rescued her.
I was so happy when I became a teacher. I love to teach. I am happy when I teach because I can also take care of the children. When I was young like them, I did not receive good care from my parents. I want to give them the care that a child deserves. But what makes me happiest is that I can tell the children about God. Every day, I teach them Bible stories and memory verses.
It is through your prayers and generous financial gifts that the Vietnamese SDA school is able to keep its doors open. For $160 per month, you can sponsor Abigail or another teacher. And for $30 per month, just $1 a day, you can change the life of an at-risk child by sponsoring them to attend school.
The Vietnamese SDA school in Phnom Penh is more than just a school. It is a lifeline for vulnerable children living in unimaginable conditions. It is also a training ground for future church planters, medical missionaries, and teachers like Abigail, who will carry forward the work of Pastor Khan in reaching Vietnamese immigrants in Cambodia for Christ. Thank you for partnering with ASAP Ministries to train up a generation of Vietnamese youth to do a mighty work for God on behalf of their unreached people. Because Jesus is coming soon, now more than ever, mission matters.